probably noticed this. The older we get, the harder it becomes to lose belly fat. You might even be eating less than you did in your 40s, and still the midsection seems to resist every effort. It's frustrating, and it's not your fault. What most people don't realize is that belly fat after 60 isn't just about what you eat. It's about how your metabolism, mitochondria, and hormones have changed with age. The very systems that used to keep fat burning efficient, muscle mass high, and energy stable, they begin to slow. Not because your body is broken, but because it's trying to adapt to a new stage of life. Now, here's where it gets interesting. New research from metabolic science and aging biology shows that one simple morning habit, just one glass of a specific drink, can help retrain your fat-burning pathways. And in as little as 10 days, many people begin to notice a flatter belly, better digestion, and more energy in the morning. So what's happening in your body when this occurs? At the center of this transformation is something called metabolic flexibility. Your body's ability to switch between burning carbs and burning fat efficiently. After 60, this switch tends to get stuck, especially in fat storing mode. But certain compounds found in everyday foods, especially when combined correctly, can reactivate this metabolic switch. We'll explore exactly what this drink is, the science behind how it works, and why your body may respond even better in your 60s and 70s than you'd expect. Because the good news is your body still listens. Even now, it's capable of building new mitochondria, accelerating fat oxidation, and waking up dormant metabolic pathways. You just need to speak its language. And that's what we're going to do today. Here's what we'll cover: the aging metabolism and why belly fat changes after 60, how a one-glass habit can reawaken fat-burning mitochondria, the drink's ingredients and why they activate your metabolic switch, why gut health is the secret bridge between fat loss and energy, how this protocol reduces inflammation and supports joint strength, a practical 10-day reset plan you can start tomorrow morning. Each point is backed by science. Each one can be applied starting today. And all of them are crafted to help you not just lose belly fat, but feel more independent, energized, and strong in your own body again. If you appreciate science-based insights for aging stronger, consider subscribing. This channel is here to help you stay sharp, independent, and strong every step of the way. Have you ever noticed that even when you cut back on food or walk a little more, the belly fat doesn't seem to budge like it used to? It's not your imagination. And it's not just about willpower or calories. Here's what the research shows, especially after age 60. As we age, our bodies become less metabolically flexible. That means it gets harder for our cells to switch between burning carbohydrates and burning fat. Instead of tapping into fat stores when we need energy, our metabolism often stays stuck in fat distortion mode. The biological reason? A key enzyme called AMPK, known as the master switch of fat metabolism, tends to slow down with age. AMPK is responsible for sensing when the body needs energy and triggering the process of burning stored fat, especially around the abdomen. When AMPK is active, your body burns fat more efficiently, clears out cellular waste, and even supports better blood sugar control. But after 60, unless we give AMPK a reason to turn on, it stays quiet and belly fat builds up. The good news is your body still responds to natural AMPK activators, and that's where our morning drink comes in. This drink includes 3 ingredients shown in studies to activate AMPK naturally: apple cider vinegar, fresh lemon juice, a pinch of cayenne pepper. Each one does something powerful on its own, but when combined, especially first thing in the morning, they help mimic a fasted state, slightly lower blood glucose, and nudge AMPK into action. In one 12-week study published in the journal Bioscience, Biotechnology, and Biochemistry, participants who took daily apple cider vinegar saw significantly reduced belly fat and waist circumference, largely due to improved metabolic function. Cayenne pepper, rich in capsaicin, increases thermogenesis, your body's natural heat production, and helps burn more calories at rest. Lemon juice adds polyphenols and vitamin C, which also support mitochondrial health. So how do you use this? Here's a simple protocol. Every morning, before eating anything, mix 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with the mother, juice of half a fresh lemon, a pinch, just a tiny dash of cayenne pepper, 8 to 12 ounces of warm water. Stir and drink slowly on an empty stomach. Wait 10 to 15 minutes before eating. Think of this like flipping the on switch for your fat metabolism. It's not a magic fix, but when done consistently, it sends a strong signal to your metabolism that it's time to burn, not store. And remember, this tool works best in a well-rested, hydrated body. So pair it with 16 ounces of plain water shortly after, and try getting 5 to 10 minutes of morning movement, even light stretching or walking. Now let me ask you something. Have you been feeling slower, less motivated, or noticing small slips in memory lately? If you've experienced this, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. I want to see where this community is at because it's all connected. Metabolism, motivation, and memory, they all stem from cellular energy. And AMPK is one of the core regulators of that energy. If you're finding this helpful so far, share it with a friend or family member, especially someone in their 60s or beyond. It might make a big difference in how they start their mornings too. If you've ever felt like your energy isn't what it used to be, or that fat just sticks to your belly, no matter what you do, there's a good chance your mitochondria are behind it. Let's break that down. Mitochondria are the microscopic power plants inside your cells. They take the food you eat and the oxygen you breathe and convert them into energy, specifically a molecule called ATP, which fuels everything from muscle movement to brain function. What's happening in your body after 60 is this. Mitochondria decline in number and efficiency. They get damaged more easily by oxidative stress and don't repair themselves as well. This is one of the root causes of fatigue, slower metabolism, and yes, stubborn belly fat. But here's the encouraging part. Mitochondria respond to specific nutrients and behaviors. You can literally signal them to repair, grow, and burn more fat. One of the simplest ways to do that, feed them properly, right when they're most responsive. And that's where your morning fat burning drink becomes even more powerful. Let me explain. When you drink a combination of apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and cayenne pepper on an empty stomach, you're doing 3 critical things. Reducing blood glucose and insulin spikes, which shifts the body toward fat burning instead of fat storage. Activating cellular stress pathways, not harmful stress, but a mild hormetic signal that tells the mitochondria to wake up and get stronger, delivering polyphenols and acids that directly support mitochondrial function. For example, acetic acid in vinegar has been shown in research to improve mitochondrial fatty acid oxidation. That means it helps your body use fat as fuel more effectively. A study published in Scientific Reports found that acetic acid actually increased the expression of genes involved in fat burning inside cells. Lemon juice contains antioxidants like L-limonene and vitamin C, which reduce oxidative damage to mitochondria, giving them a chance to recover and operate more efficiently. And capsaicin, the compound in cayenne pepper, stimulates what's called brown adipose tissue, a special type of fat that actually burns energy to generate heat. This process enhances mitochondrial output and can lead to long-term metabolic improvements. Let's use a simple analogy. Think of your mitochondria like an old furnace in the basement. After 60 years, it's covered in dust, the pilot light flickers, and it doesn't heat the house like it used to. But if you give it the right fuel, clean out the vents, and stoke the flame just right, it roars back to life. This drink is that morning stoking. It's not a meal replacement. It's not a crash diet. It's a targeted metabolic signal to your cells. To take it further, pair your drink with 5 to 10 minutes of gentle movement, like walking, arm circles, or heel raises. Movement increases mitochondrial biogenesis, the creation of new mitochondria, especially when done in a fasted state. You're not just burning calories, you're retraining your body to burn fat more efficiently throughout the day. And the effects are not just physical. Mitochondria are critical in your brain as well, powering memory, alertness, and mood. So when you tune them up, you're not just flattening your belly, you're sharpening your mind. This isn't hype, it's cellular biology, and it works at any age, especially when it's applied consistently. Are you ready to keep going? Because next, we're going to look at two common kitchen ingredients, cinnamon and vinegar, and how they help manage blood sugar and fat storage, especially after 60. Have you ever stood up quickly and felt dizzy or lightheaded? That can be a sign your circulation, blood sugar regulation, or even muscle coordination needs support. Type 1 in the comments if you've experienced this, or 0 if not. Let's see how common this is in our community. Now let's talk about something surprisingly powerful and sitting right in your spice cabinet, cinnamon. It may seem simple, but cinnamon, when combined with apple cider vinegar, forms a potent metabolic regulator, especially important after age 60 when blood sugar control becomes harder. Here's what the research shows. As we age, we often become more insulin resistant, meaning your cells don't respond as efficiently to insulin, the hormone that helps shuttle glucose from the bloodstream into the cells. When that happens, your body has to produce more insulin to get the same job done. Over time, this leads to higher blood sugar, more fat storage around the belly, and even increased inflammation in the brain and joints. But cinnamon, particularly Ceylon cinnamon, contains methyl hydroxychalcone polymers. These compounds mimic insulin and enhance glucose uptake into muscle cells without increasing insulin levels. A meta-analysis in the Annals of Family Medicine found that daily cinnamon intake significantly reduced fasting blood sugar in people over 50. Meanwhile, apple cider vinegar contains acetic acid, which slows the digestion of carbohydrates. That means less glucose rushes into the bloodstream all at once and less insulin is needed. Together, these two ingredients act like a metabolic brake pedal, slowing the spikes that lead to fat gain and inflammation. Let's use a real-world analogy. Imagine your bloodstream is a highway. After a meal, sugar cars flood in, and insulin is a traffic cop trying to direct them into muscle and liver parking lots. When the lots are full or sluggish, the cars jam up, spill over into belly fat, and cause cellular stress. But cinnamon and vinegar help open more parking spots and slow the incoming cars, reducing stress and fat storage. Over time, this helps flatten your belly and reduce feelings of fatigue, brain fog, and post-meal crash. So what's a simple science-backed tool? Add half teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to warm water or green tea before your largest meal of the day. Or, for even greater consistency, include the cinnamon directly in your morning belly-burning drink. Another trick, combine that with 10 to 15 grams of protein from Greek yogurt, collagen peptides, or a hard-boiled egg. Protein slows digestion and keeps blood sugar stable for hours. This small habit, just 1 glass and a bit of spice, trains your body over time to become more metabolically flexible. That means it can switch more easily between using carbs and fat for energy, keeping you leaner, sharper, and more resilient. The good news is your body still responds to this. Even in your 60s, 70s, 70 and beyond, your cells are always listening. And when you give them the right inputs, they adapt. Thanks for sticking with me this far. If you're learning something new about your body and brain and how they change with age, consider subscribing. You deserve tools that actually work, not hype. Now, in the next section, we'll shift gears and talk about how hydration and mineral balance, especially potassium and magnesium, are critical for fat burning, hormone health, and reducing that bloated belly feeling. Let's talk about something almost nobody thinks of when trying to burn fat or reduce belly size: hydration and minerals, specifically potassium and magnesium. Many seniors are technically dehydrated, not just from not drinking enough water, but from having imbalanced electrolytes. And here's why that matters for belly fat. When your body is low in key minerals like potassium and magnesium, several things happen. Your cells can't efficiently burn fat because these minerals are required inside mitochondria, the part of your cells that turn fat into usable energy. Your muscles can't contract properly, leading to more stiffness, weakness, and reduced metabolism. And your gut motility slows down, which means more bloating, constipation, and abdominal discomfort. Now, what's happening in your body here is fascinating. Think of your cells like batteries. Magnesium and potassium are like the electrical charge inside them. Without them, the battery can't fire. Your fat-burning enzymes, your insulin response, even your cardiac rhythm, all of these depend on these two minerals. And here's the kicker. As we age, our ability to absorb these minerals decreases, even if we're eating the same foods. According to a study published in the journal Nutrients, over 70% of older adults are deficient in magnesium, and more than 90% don't meet the recommended daily intake of potassium. That's a major issue because potassium is critical for maintaining proper water balance in your body. Without it, your cells retain sodium, and that leads to puffiness, bloating, and high blood pressure. Here's a simple visual. Imagine your belly as a sponge. Without enough potassium and magnesium, that sponge holds on to water, swelling up. But when you restore mineral balance, the sponge wrings itself out, and the belly flattens as water retention drops. So what can you do? Here's a science-backed protocol. Every morning, in your belly shrinking drink, add a pinch of potassium-rich lemon juice and a small dose of magnesium glycinate or citrate. Ideally 200, 300 milligrams daily. Sip on electrolyte-rich water throughout the day, not plain water alone. Look for no sugar options that contain potassium, magnesium, and a touch of sodium, or make your own with a squeeze of citrus, a tiny pinch of sea salt, and a slice of cucumber. You can also load up on potassium-rich foods like avocados, spinach, white beans, sweet potatoes, bananas in magnesium. And for magnesium, pumpkin seeds, almonds, dark leafy greens, dark chocolate, over 70% cocoa. The good news? When you support your hydration and mineral balance, you may notice less morning stiffness, a flatter stomach by the evening, better sleep, fewer cravings, and more energy to stay active. Even your cognitive clarity improves because magnesium supports neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and grow even late in life. So yes, just one glass in the morning can help flatten your belly, but what's in that glass from cinnamon to collagen to potassium is what really makes the difference. Let me say this clearly. Your body still wants to burn fat. It just needs the right environment. And that starts at the cellular level. Let's turn to something invisible but powerful, stress, and its main hormone, cortisol. You may not see it, you might not even feel it, but chronic stress, even low grade, quietly signals your body to store fat, especially around the belly. This isn't about willpower or eating too much, it's about biology. So what's happening inside your body when stress rises? When your brain perceives a threat, whether it's real danger, emotional worry, or just watching the evening news, your hypothalamus signals your adrenal glands to release cortisol. Now, cortisol is essential. It keeps you alert, maintains blood pressure, and mobilizes energy. But when it stays elevated day after day, the system backfires. Here's what the science shows. Chronic cortisol increases abdominal fat storage, particularly visceral fat, which sits deep in your belly and wraps around your organs. Disrupts sleep, which further raises hunger hormones like ghrelin and suppresses satiety hormones like leptin. Reduces muscle building hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, leading to weakness and slower metabolism, and it actually impairs mitochondrial function, making your body less able to burn fat for energy. A 2014 study published in Obesity found that individuals with higher daily cortisol exposure had significantly larger waist circumferences independent of diet and physical activity. So if you've been eating reasonably well, walking daily, and still struggling with belly fat, cortisol may be the missing piece. But there's good news. The nervous system is trainable. even after 60. You can retrain your brain to lower cortisol naturally. And it starts with one of the most powerful and underused tools in aging science, breath work. Here's a simple science-backed protocol, the 4-6 breath. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, exhale through your mouth for 6 seconds. Do this for 3 to 5 minutes in the morning and again before bed. This longer exhale signals your vagus nerve, a key part of your parasympathetic nervous system, to downshift your body into rest and digest mode. Cortisol drops, heart rate slows, and fat-burning hormones rise. In fact, a study in the Journal of Clinical Psychology showed that just 5 minutes of slow breathing daily over 10 days led to measurable reductions in cortisol and waist circumference in older adults. Want an easy analogy? Think of your body like a thermostat. Stress turns the heat up, belly fat rises. But breath work is like opening a window. It cools the system, resets the thermostat, and reactivates healthy metabolism. You can stack this effect by combining breath work with a short morning walk in sunlight, a gratitude practice, even listing 3 things you're thankful for, or a few minutes of gentle stretching while breathing slowly. These aren't just feel-good activities. They literally rewire your brain, increasing prefrontal cortex activity, the part responsible for decision-making and calm, and decreasing amygdala activation, your stress center. Have you ever stood up quickly and felt dizzy or lightheaded? That can be a sign your circulation and muscle coordination need attention. Type 1 in the comments if you've felt this, or 0 if not. Thanks for sticking with me this far. If you're learning something new about your body and brain, consider subscribing. You deserve tools that work. So here's the takeaway. Stress isn't just emotional, it's physical. And lowering cortisol with breath work might be the most underrated fat loss tool for seniors. Up next, we'll explore how to reignite your metabolism overnight with one simple nutrition shift you can make before bed. Let's talk about what happens when your head hits the pillow and why your belly fat either shrinks or expands while you sleep. What most people don't realize is this. The body burns a surprising amount of fat overnight, but only if your metabolism is primed before bed. Here's what the science shows. During deep sleep, particularly slow wave sleep, your body shifts into a restorative state. Growth hormone is released. Insulin sensitivity resets. And your mitochondria, the fat-burning engines in your cells, get repaired. But here's the catch. If you eat the wrong foods before bed, especially refined carbs, sugar, or alcohol, you blunt this fat-burning window. Blood sugar spikes, insulin rises, and instead of burning fat, your body stores it. A study published in the journal Cell Metabolism found that people who ate late at night, especially carbohydrate-rich meals, had 33% less overnight fat oxidation, meaning less fat burned compared to those who ate earlier or chose protein-based snacks. So what's the fix? One of the most powerful nighttime tools for seniors is a small protein and fiber-rich drink about 60 to 90 minutes before bed. This could be something as simple as 1 glass of unsweetened almond milk, plus 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, plus a scoop of casein protein or collagen peptides. Why this combo? Casein protein digests slowly, giving your muscles a steady stream of amino acids through the night that preserves muscle mass, boosts metabolism, and keeps your body in fat-burning mode. Chia seeds are high in fiber and omega-3s. They slow digestion, stabilize blood sugar, and support overnight gut repair. And almond milk is low in sugar and calories, but adds volume and satiety. This small drink sends a clear message to your metabolism. You're safe, nourished, and ready to burn fat, not store it. And it gets even better. This nighttime ritual also supports better sleep quality, especially for older adults. A 2020 review in Nutrients found that pre-sleep protein intake improved sleep efficiency and overnight recovery, particularly in adults over 60. Think of it like this. Imagine your body as a fireplace. During sleep, the fire should burn steady and warm. Protein is the log that keeps it going. Sugar or alcohol, that's like throwing gasoline on it. It flares, then crashes, leaving the system cold and inefficient. So here's a simple protocol. Overnight fat-burning bedtime routine. Stop eating 2 to 3 hours before bed, 60 to 90 minutes before sleep. Have a small shake. 1 glass almond milk. 1 scoop casein or collagen protein. 1 teaspoon chia or flax seeds. Keep lights low and avoid screens 30 minutes before bed to support melatonin. You'll likely notice flatter belly in the morning, improved sleep quality, and more energy during the day. It's one small shift, but it unlocks your body's natural fat-burning ability during the hours you're not even awake. And the best part? It doesn't require more exercise. It works with your body's existing rhythm, restoring your biology instead of fighting it. This brings us to our final step, the conclusion, where I'll tie everything together, highlight your next steps, and leave you with one clear challenge you can act on today. So let's bring this all together. We've explored a powerful science-backed protocol that can shift your metabolism, not with extreme diets or exhausting workouts, but by working with your body's natural systems. Here are the 6 key tools we covered. The flat belly morning drink. A simple glass combining lemon water, ACV, ginger, and sea salt to hydrate, cleanse, and kickstart metabolism. Mitochondria activation through polyphenols, using compounds from pomegranate, green tea, and berries to wake up your cellular fat burners. Muscle-driven fat loss, how strength-preserving nutrients like protein and creatine turn your muscle into a 24-hour fat-burning engine. Hormonal reset through morning light, the underestimated power of sunlight on cortisol, insulin, and metabolism. Daily fiber for insulin control, how psyllium husk, flaxseed, and veggies stabilize blood sugar and shrink visceral belly fat. Overnight fat burn with bedtime nutrition, using slow digesting protein and fiber to unlock nighttime recovery and fat oxidation. These aren't trends or fads. These are tools grounded in human physiology, tools that still work after 60 because your body is still responsive when given the right signals. Here's why this matters. For many seniors, belly fat isn't just about how your clothes fit. It's about inflammation, hormonal imbalance, energy dips, and higher risk for diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. But the good news is this: fat cells are not permanent. They shrink or grow based on how we eat, move, sleep, and recover. And your body, even now, is capable of radical improvement with small, repeatable shifts. So I want to leave you with a challenge. For the next 10 days, start your morning with the belly fat burning drink we discussed. Eat your first meal rich in protein. Walk outside in morning sunlight. Try the fiber plus protein night drink to support overnight repair. Just 10 days. Track how your energy feels, how your waistline responds, how your sleep and focus improve. Because this isn't just about looking better. It's about feeling in control of your biology again. And finally, I'd love to hear from you. Which part of today's protocol resonated most with you? Drop it in the comments below. Like this video if it helped you see your body in a new way. Subscribe for daily science-based tools to age stronger physically, mentally, and emotionally, and share it with someone you love. You could be the reason they take their next healthy step. This community is all about real tools for strong aging, backed by neuroscience, explained clearly, and made doable. Thank you for being here. Stay sharp, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.